welcome back to the channel, back at QE. This is where it all started for me on the Amflow, where I did my little demo ride, testing out all the functions, seeing how well it climbed and stuff. So yeah, 2,000 miles later, I thought I'd come back up here. They have been faultless miles. I'm only on my second chain and cassette after 2,000 miles. Did have a little bit of an issue with water ingress, but I think that's just down to either me washing or the winter we've had. It's been absolutely ridiculous with the rain, so it might have just got a bit of water in there. But big shout out to Nick at Beyond Bikes and the team, because they sorted that straight out to get me back on the road. So that's the only fault I've had. But yeah, if you don't know any of the changes, so I'm running obviously the MagPed gravity pedals. I did change the bars, I've changed the grips to rev grips, I've put XT brakes on. I didn't quite get on with the Maguras. I've left the Magura calipers, I've just put XT rotor on the front, and I went to Cane Creek coil on the rear, and I've just treated the suspension to a bit of tuning at TF June. Big shout out to the guys, and they recommended going for the Fox Glidecore new air shaft, so I've chucked that in. So this is the first ride with that, so let's see what that's like. But yeah, let's get dropping in and I'll chat through some of the fun I've been having on it. Oh, getting ready to build that berm up there, look. So yeah, with the Amflow, obviously everyone knows about the power on the climbs and stuff. If you don't, then where have you been? Living under a rock for the last year, because the new Avinox M2 and M2S motors just come out. There's going to be over 60 bikes released with a new motor this year. So yeah, it's pretty special in terms of the power. But with the Amflow, it's not just about the power to me. Like, they've got the bike and the geo spot on. For me anyway, I know a lot of people want a bigger travel, but it's not built like that. It's built as a fairly lightweight, nimble trail bike. And that's exactly what it is. It's like, I think it's 21.4 kilograms. Mine might be a bit heavier now. I've changed the tyres and stuff, but you know, as an e-bike, it doesn't handle like an e-bike, and you rarely notice it on the trails. You know, I've demoed other e-bikes. I had a white E160 before this, and this handles like one of the super light e-bikes, but obviously you've still got the full fat motor, and I think we're just going to get lighter and lighter. Like some of these new ones that'll be coming out as technology's moved on with the battery and the weight and stuff. You know, we'll be seeing 18 kilogram e-bikes soon. But yeah, I absolutely love this bike. And I've done everything on it, from cross-country rides to bike park rides. You know, I've done Dovey bike park Wales. If you're in the UK, you know what they're like. And I just absolutely love it. Not really changed too much. Everything I've changed has just been for my personal taste more than a necessity. Out of the box, it performed perfectly fine. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see now all these new bikes coming out what the next thing is. I think for me, the next thing would be a belt drive, maybe automatic gearing, but yeah, belt drive would be an absolute game changer for me. No more cruddy chains. It'll be interesting to see what Bosch come up with next, because I mean, yeah, they've got a long way to catch up, especially now with the new motor on the Avinox. And Shimano, I mean, I think they're pretty much done, unless they come out with something super special to combat it all. The fact that 60 bikes are coming out with the Avinox, that suggests they've got nothing on the horizon. So if you've been umming and ahhing whether to get one of the original models or the new one, I won't hesitate. It's an absolute amazing bike, amazing bit of kit. You can just change your spec as you go anyway. As things break, you can upgrade them, change the forks. I know people that's put 170, 180mm travel on these, but yeah, I've just kept as it is. Right, this trail should be a bit rougher, so let's see what this new Fox Glidecore's like. It's supposed to be better on like chattery stuff, so this might not be the best place to give it a proper test, but a bad line choice there. Oh yeah, it does respond pretty well over them roots and that there. I mean, it feels plusher just from having a service, to be fair. Oh, this looks bigger. They've been built up a little bit since last time I was here. Oh, yeah, that little bit's well tight. Responding pretty good, to be fair. This is one of the advantages of then having an e-bike with a decent motor and battery, because this climb out of here is pretty tough, but you know, if you're short on time or whatever, just want to smash some laps out, e-bike just gets you back to the top in no time. It's you know, not just the Amflow, the Bosch has some decent motors and stuff, but yeah, but the Amflow is in a different league, to be fair. And I have done a little demo on the new M2S, and it is a third faster than this, which is, it's absolutely bonkers. Give this one a go. Oh, that looks a bit washed out on that little lip now. Whoa. That's the trouble up here. Any slight bit of wet chalk. Camera won't do justice how steep that is down there. Oh. Not done this one for years. Nice little loamy one instead of being on the chalk. Oh, I forgot where it went then for a minute. Yeah, I can't notice too much difference with this fork. It does feel plush. It was only like 100 quid on top of the service, so definitely, you know, if it improves it a little bit for the sake of 100 quid. Because I was going to go for the smash pot coil conversion. Everyone raves over that, but that was like 350 quid on top. So thought I'd just give it a little tickle with this. Well, sure, it didn't used to be left there. No, it definitely used to carry on further than that. Gonna be a bit looser on this one. Quite a bit looser actually, but yeah, these forks, just like over these roots and stuff, you can feel it more responsive. Whoa, a bit slick on that corner. I mean, these are only the Fox Performance forks anyway, so I was going to chuck some either 36s, or a lot of the guys have been chucking 38s on, but I wanted to keep it lightweight, so I'd have probably gone with 36 factory or something like that. I'll say for the sake of 100 quid, thought it'd be worth chucking in. Braking pumps. Yeah, I love this bike, absolutely. Wouldn't hesitate to get another one. And this is what it's all about, just straight on the climbs, absolutely bosh another lap out. So you might be able to hear a slight rattle from the motor. When I first got the bike it was dead quiet, but over time it has developed a bit of a rattle, which is quite normal. But the new motor, that's what they've done a lot of work to get rid of the rattle, so it is supposed to be whisper quiet, but we'll see how that progresses, because obviously mine was whisper quiet to start with. Almost went wrong there. That noise was the bloody trees then. You alright riding and get a tree on your head? Yeah, the wind's getting up, that's why trees are bending. Oh, dark in here. Oh. Can't bloody see. Work out what was going on then. Wow. Tipped on a stone then. Starting to get that weird evening light coming through the trees. Yeah, you'll have to let me know in the comments what e-bike have you got, or normal bike, and what do you think of these new Amflow motors? Is there a bike that you've been thinking about getting? There's definitely a few I like the look of. It's getting to the point now with some of them where, you know, now we're getting up to 180 travel and stuff. You could have 2 e-bikes in the garage. One as a trail bike like the Amflow, and something else a bit burlier for like W and stuff. But I mean, you don't really need a e-bike for W when you're on the uplift, but certainly some of the big mountains might be beneficial to have a bit more travel. Oh, I couldn't see then. That was really difficult to see. A lot of people say about the power as well, that you can kind of regulate it. Like, I pretty much stay in turbo. I get about 25 to 30 miles out of turbo anyway. And it's not often I'm out more than that, but you can see now I can just rein it in, and you can control it, you get used to it. You don't have to be going full pelt, and then it's hardly using any of the motor anyway. And then obviously if you need to put a pedal stroke in, you've instantly got that power. But yeah, it's really smooth how it controls its power distribution. See, like now look, you can just keep going slow and then put the pedals down and you're off. Nice to ride this in the dry actually. Hopefully this dry weather is here to stay. There was a little burst of it, a little glimmer of hope. Start planning some summer trips. I do not want to get hit by a deer. That has happened to me before. Completely took my wheel out, front wheel, on a night ride on my own. I was on the floor before I even knew what had happened. Luckily the deer was alright, but I was completely winded. Right, that's it. The forks actually, yeah, they can tell a difference. It'd be good to ride them in anger on some rocky stuff over in Wales, but for what they've got here, I can notice a difference even on the stuff over here. So yeah, I mean, in terms of the Amflow, if you've been umming and ahhing, if you followed my channel, you'll see the sort of fun I have had on it. I've taken it to places I never thought I'd take an e-bike, to be honest. And if I was buying another e-bike today, I wouldn't get anything other than the Avanox motor. There doesn't seem any point. It'd be interesting to see if someone brings out a belt drive with the Avanox. I think that would be an absolute game changer. But yeah, I'll keep riding this because I absolutely love it, and it's definitely fast enough for me. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers guys.